A larger group of protesters gathered in the shadow of the Trump Tower this morning to show their unhappiness with the president. Chanting activists marched through the streets downtown, including immigration groups, gun control advocates, and women's rights organizations.
Earlier in the day, the president had harsh words for the city and the police superintendent. Jim Williams is in the newsroom. And Jim, you were in the room with the president.
At McCormick Place, Erica, with 2,000 others. Over the years, President Trump has found reasons to go after Chicago. It's the home of President Obama. It's a sanctuary city where local law enforcement will not cooperate with federal immigration agents. And now, Superintendent Eddie Johnson is the target of the president's wrath. Usually when presidents visit a city, they offer a few complimentary words for that town. President Trump's judgment of Chicago today was blistering.
It's embarrassing to us as a nation. All over the world, they're talking about Chicago. Afghanistan is a safe place by comparison.
What set the president off? Superintendent Eddie Johnson's decision to skip Mr. Trump's speech here at McCormick Place to the International Association of Chiefs of Police.
Police officers of Chicago are entitled to a police superintendent who has their backs and knows what he's doing. He's not doing his job.
Mr. Trump's first visit to Chicago as president included a litany of the city's violent crime numbers he often cites in his tweets, all in a swipe at Johnson, who said last week Chicago did not share Mr. Trump's values.
Frankly, those values to me are a disgrace.
Johnson called a 1:30 news conference at police headquarters to respond to the president, surrounded by his command staff.
Today, the same police officers the president criticized for their inability to protect this city spent all day protecting him.
Once again, Mr. Trump today said back in 2016 he talked to a tough Chicago cop on a motorcycle who criticized his bosses.
He said, there's no leadership from the mayor, and there's none at the top of the police department.
The interim superintendent at the time did an exhaustive search of this person. We were never able to identify him.
President Trump was greeted at the airport by Kevin Graham, the president of the union representing Chicago police officers. The union's board gave Superintendent Johnson a vote of no confidence for skipping the president's speech. Mayor Lori Lightfoot tweeted today that Mr. Trump, in her words, brought his insulting, ignorant buffoonery to Chicago. Live in the newsroom, Jim Williams, CBS 2 News. Erica?
Thank you, Jim.